I don't even give a shit if you can't fucking hear the audio. I don't feel like holding this motherfucking recording device, so fuck it. But so much shit has been going on. I don't even know what to talk about. This shit is just crazy. So much shit happened. I don't want to talk about old shit, so I don't know. But Ransom, Nicholas Craven, is finally dropping. Director's Cut Scene 3 on the 14th. And if you niggas ain't heard the clip, the little snippet that he put out of that one song, I can't look at the track list now, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. That's going to be the first song I listen to, no bullshit, if I live to see the 14th. I'm listening to that shit. It's going to be on repeat. I'm listening to that shit max 50 times, back to back to back. Because I just have to hear the entirety of that record. Because just from the snippet alone and sample, it got me going crazy. So a nigga got to play that shit 50 times. Because that shit just do something to a nigga. You know what I mean? It gives you goosebumps when you hear, well, at least me, I love samples. Y'all know that already if you've been following me for years now. So when I hear shit like that, and I grew up on Candyman and Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, all that shit, you know what I mean? Being an 80s kid, 80s baby, but a 90s kid, you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm definitely fucking with that shit, man. When that shit come out, god damn. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. It ain't really shit going on. I just seen some dumbass shit that didn't make sense on Twitter. Yeah, I know the model Summer Rae. She fine. Let's give it to her. Whatever the case may be. She look good. Whatever. But the clip that I seen, the caption read that Summer Rae said that she was quarantined with MGK for 2-3 months. And she didn't let him smash. But I don't know if that was... Because if that was her on the audio of that video... Damn, she don't sound like she look. So I'm guessing that's somebody else. Because in the video they say that Over Summer Rae said the same thing. So I don't know who the bitch was that was talking. I didn't do my due diligence, homework, whatever you want to call it. But that's still crazy to think about. First of all, I'm not rich. I'm not famous. But for a bitch to sit there and say that she quarantined for a nigga 2 to 3 months and he's super rich. Like, let's be clear. He's rich. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Oprah level, but he's good. And knowing his history and music and his life, to tell me that a nigga will hang around a bitch for 2 to 3 months and not fuck, knowing out of each month, 7 days, this bitch gonna be a devil. I don't see no nigga going through no shit like that. I mean, the audacity to make you think that you good enough to tell me no. Not saying anything wrong with no, but let's be clear here. You know what I mean? That's just a bold fucking statement when you already know who the nigga is outside of him being an entertainer. You're a fan because obviously, you know what I mean, he's a musician, but still, it's just like, yo, that makes no sense. And he ended up, however him and Summer Rae linked up, I thought that was a little odd too. Like, oh shit, this nigga fuck around with IG models like that? I mean, he's still in his like mid-20s, so whatever the case may be. Or is he 30? He could be 30. But the point is that he know who the chick is, and that's cool. But for a motherfucker to come out and say some crazy shit like that, when you literally see arguments of women on Twitter going back and forth over a bitch sleep with a nigga on the first night, I'm not rolling. I thought that was the most craziest bogus shit I ever read in my goddamn life. Or not read and heard. That was fucking crazy. I was just like, yo. Them Megan Fox pictures of MGK got her feeling salty as shit. She thought she was a one. She thought she had the ticket. She was in the game. No, bitch, you was a fling real quick. You know what I'm saying? So women have to save face, and I get it, but don't say no stupid shit. Like, that's the one thing I don't understand when I see shit. A motherfucker can date somebody, like, the bitch could think he look fly, and the nigga could think she look gorgeous, and they date, they do whatever, but at the end of the day, they gonna say the same shit about each other. Why is that still a thing, though? The bitch gonna say, oh, he couldn't fuck, he blah, blah, blah. But you stuck around for 5 years and he couldn't fuck. Because if you doing your thing on the side, then why would you stay? If you getting what you getting. You trying to have your cake and eat it too. And most times in this climate, in this era, it ain't the fucking 90s and 2000s no more. Your ass can get out of here quick. You be up there with God like, I don't know what happened. Where did it all go wrong? Well, when you thought you could just fuck his mans like that and he wouldn't find out and think it was cool. And you smile in his face saying, darling, how you doing? Bitch, that's why you up here with me. I don't know. That shit is, I don't... I just don't understand that. That shit threw me off though. So I was like, fuck that. I gotta talk about this shit, even if I upload it or not. I just thought that was the most craziest shit. But beyond that, man, I don't know. I'm just excited about the music. Y'all seen that other drama from, other situations from, I don't like to talk about, death. There's so much death going on. But y'all understand, if you know what's going on and you seen it, so you get it. So I don't got to talk about it because fans is weird like that. And they be talking about picking sides. And it ain't about picking sides. Either you like the bro music or you didn't, or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you still a fan. Even when niggas is the enemy or a op, nigga, they still a fan. Because you're only listening to hear a diss. But at the same time, you got to realize what he's saying is probably prevalent. But that's crazy, man. Violent shit need to stop, because it makes no sense. Every fucking day it seems like either it's a celebrity or a regular civilian that died. It's depressing being on fucking social media. It really is. Like Twitter, Instagram, they don't really post too much about the whole Black Lives Matter and marching and everything, but this year has been very depressing. Like, who the fuck want to be on their phone and all the time and just see death? Like, that shit is crazy. I mean, damn. Sure, I'm going through what I'm going through, but at the same time, it's just like, well, shit, maybe I just stop talking like that, because how the fuck you gonna get as a picture with a caption on Instagram? For motherfuckers that claim that they knew you, but when you was alive, they didn't give a fuck about you to give you a call or a text. But as soon as you out of here, oh, he was the best, I miss him, blah, blah, blah. I don't, fuck all that. Don't do none of that shit to me. If you don't check on me now and when I'm dead, keep it the fuck moving. But that's beyond the point. That's on some other shit. But man, I don't know. The music been dry. Logic album was cool. I know I didn't talk about it. It was alright. It wasn't what I was expecting, for a retirement album. I'm just gonna be honest. It was cool. A couple of them joints I fucked with though. That Dark Place, 5 Hooks. My shit is heard him say, why couldn't he just rap like that the whole album? I mean, basically in that one song, everything that he talked about on the album is literally in that one song. If you really go through the album and just listen. And it's like, that's what I was looking for this album. You could have gave me just 10 tracks of shit like that on an entire album. That's how you end it, because that song still gives me goosebumps. Even when it was a leak. I'm still mad he didn't use grip tape though, because that was my shit. It's like, oh my God. But knowing him, naming names at this point in time in history in rap, good or bad, wouldn't be a good thing, because the way people on social media twist words and these bloggers and shit be jumping at headlines, they'll make it seem like he dissing those niggas, and he didn't diss them. But I didn't understand the crying shit. It's weird, because I remember in hip-hop when labels didn't even want certain male artists to even acknowledge that they had kids or was even married, because females are fickle like that, and they'll fuck around and not want to really, that whole fantasy dream shit, whatever the case may be. But when a nigga wanted to leave to be a dad, I'm like, all right, that's cool, there's nothing wrong with that, nigga, you can do both. But the bullying shit, now I don't agree with Joe Budden words make a nigga want to kill himself. I mean, I look at that as weird, like, okay, who is his favorite rappers again? Because if Joe's critique is something and you grew up on listening to Eminem, I say one is worse than the other. You know what I mean? But for him to say that, I didn't understand that. The crying shit got me. I was just like, I'm looking at the comments and I'm listening to the album like, he ain't crying on the album. Where the fuck is he crying at? So I gave up. I didn't give a fuck no more. I was like, oh, whatever. This nigga crying, he crying. Because I just looked at it like, not in the sense of a person physically crying, but complaining is crying. But when I seen the fucking video, I was just like, yo, this nigga is really balling right now. Like, your girl done broke his fucking heart. And it sounded so off-put the way he just was saying all the rappers' names. And it's just like, bro, what are you doing right now on Twitch? That check cleared clearly. And nigga, you is happy as shit. And you just crying. It's like, nigga, if I was now a Logic fan and somebody was like, yo, check out his last album, and I went into it and seen that type of shit, I wouldn't play the album because I would be confused. It's like, I couldn't believe nothing he say. Rather, it's very humbling, inspirational. Why are you crying though? You ever seen somebody like that? You know what I mean? And it's like, they could be your partner or something, or even a chick. And it's like, the way they crying, you would think that something drastically bad happened. And it's just like, so why are you crying? that doesn't lead you to cry. I mean, I ain't saying nothing wrong with crying, but I watched this shit and it's just like, well, why is he crying? Nigga, you want to leave. You don't got to cry to leave, bro. I mean, once the wave get over with, niggas is still going to be mad that you fuck around and didn't drop Ultra 85. And you keep teasing this shit. Niggas say I got 8 different versions. For one, if it sound like supermarket, nigga, keep that shit in your headphones like 50 seconds. We don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, bro, I ain't saying nothing wrong with doing different versions of an album, but it's like, my nigga, make up your mind. Like, if it's boom bap sound that got you here, none of your later music even equaled out to who you was supposed to be. And that was the point that he said too. It's like, oh, who fans thought I should have been. Yeah, nigga, they put you in a category with Kendrick, J. Cole, even sometimes Drake. And it's like, bro, if talk about fucking airballing, what the fuck? And I like Logic, and I love his music. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Shout out to Dead End Hip Hop. And I still didn't fully watch their video of his album. I really want to watch it because it's like he did an interview with them niggas and everything, and it's just like, yo, y'all niggas got to keep it 100, man. From after the Tits album, let's be real. How they feel about his music, especially FIFO, because he was the one that basically discovered him or some shit like that, and that's what got me into him. And so I'm like, yo, either the public is lying or you niggas ain't keeping it real. Because it's like, yo, a drop hit his shit and it's just like, no, come on. This ain't the same man. Growth is very important in life. But at the same time, don't try to catch a wave that you really not on. If they nailing Drake to a cross, forget my language, don't you try to do some trap type, commercial ass shit, and it don't work. Because it's just like, the 800 song did it for me. I was over. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. We seen Jonah do this first, talked about it. We all seen that, and then you did this. So I was like, yeah, it's over with. And that's when I knew it was over with. I mean, he did tours and everything like that, and that's good. But as far as the music, where I became a fan, I knew I was never going to get that music from him again. And it's like, god damn, that shit sucks when your favorite artist or artist you admire for whatever reason. Never mind, scratch that. We got the J. Cole record, so we get it. False Prophets. But still, it's like, bro, wait, what the fuck? Like, so much shit you could be talking about throughout these last couple projects that you didn't even really touch on. You just care about people cyberbullying you, and you always don't know if you were the outside or the inside of Oreo cookie. It doesn't matter, nigga. We care about your raps. But I guess he didn't get the message, so he's out of here. So I guess I don't know what else to say about that. But damn, man, the album was alright. I'm not hating on it. I'm not disrespecting it. It's some joints in that motherfucker that definitely shouldn't have been on there, though. If he just wanted to put out personal records, some of them shit should have just been a single that didn't make the album. But I was expecting something. I can't compare that to No Pressure because it's just like, it's a variety on that shit. That's like an amusement park, that debut album. It's like, holy shit. Can we come back next weekend? You know what I'm saying? This is more or less like going to Disneyland right now. I mean, it's Disneyland. It's cool, but it's just like something missing. I'm ready to go home. I'm out. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'm not talking like that because I'm a little sauce, but it's just like, for me, it was something missed from the album. That's why you don't see a review for it, and you won't see a review for it. But I wish him the best. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We got some Griselda albums dropping this rest of this year. That's cool. Movie situation still fucked up. Disney trying to take over on some VOD shit, and yeah, man, life is life, I guess. But y'all stay safe out there, man, and don't get into no dumb shit. Don't lose your life over a bitch or a bitch ass nigga, and save your money, because it seems like this shit, boy, about to get drastic. And pray for the people in Beirut. That was crazy to see that. I didn't know what it was. I was just like, is they filming finally we getting a Dragon Ball Z video? Because you can't tell me that shit didn't look like Vegeta when it was a Cell Saga and the nigga, did what he did and detonated itself. But that was just me. I was just like, okay, this is not time to be funny because that's crazy. But you can't say it didn't look like that move. I was just like, yo. Because it was no context. I just seen some shit and it was just a video. I was just like, okay, if they shooting a movie. And then I further go to trending and like, oh, this shit is real. People died or whatever the case may be. So I didn't tweet the joke. I mean, it wouldn't have been a joke, but I mean, if you were a Dragon Ball Z fan, you would have got it. It would have been a side-by-side view of the actual video, and then Vegeta doing what you get it. But I ain't do it. I don't want people like, you're insensitive. I'm numb, so duh. But other than that, RP to those people. That's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'ma holler at y'all. Y'all be safe out there. One.